What's good, YouTube? My name is Kester Miller. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how I got started with the gym. So I'm going to be breaking it down in 5 different pillars. Pillar number 1 would be how I got into body weight workout. So let's take it all the way back to 2021. So me and my friend Mustafa, we both started going to the gym. The gym we started going to was called LA Fitness, right? When we first started going to this gym, we was originally doing weightlifting and things like that. Just basically doing random things in the gym. We see a machine and we just go work out and stuff like that. We didn't really know what we was doing for real, but we was still going to the gym. So fast forward to let's say a week after we already was in that gym, I started seeing people, like a crew, that just be working out on the bar, doing calisthenics, pull-ups, muscle-ups, things like that, right? So there was one day after I finished doing treadmill or something, and then I went downstairs and I wanted to meet up with this person. So when I met up with him and I was like, yo, how were you able to build a physique like this? And then he told me, yo, listen, all I did was use my own body weight to work out. I'm like, so it's possible to just do pull-ups, push-ups, and things like that, and you'll be able to build a physique like this? He was like, yeah, it's very possible because this was exactly what I did to build this physique that I have today. And I'm like, no problem, so I'll give it a shot. And then he was like, yeah, you should. Matter of fact, come out, work with me and, come work out with me and I will, show you everything that I know in order for you to get to where you want to get to. I'm like, bet, no problem. So the following day, I came to the gym and I got started with working out with them. So I started doing pull-ups, I started doing push-ups, and I started doing, with dips and stuff like that. And even at the time, I did my first muscle up, on my second try. Yeah, so this is basically how I got introduced into, calisthenics. I met somebody, I asked them how they were able to build the physique they had, and then they told me exactly how it was. And then, they basically took me underneath their wing and showed me exactly what they did. And then I applied that into my own working out, and boom. So now, pillar number 2, let me address the struggles that I faced when I got into working out. Mind you, I got started in October of 2021. So the following month, which is November, I got injured. So there was one time I was working out at a park, right? I was working out at a park and then I was with around a group of friends and stuff like that. So after I finished working out, and then I went and I tried to do a backflip. Mind you, I am somebody who knows how to do a backflip. I've been doing backflip since I was 13. So there was this specific time though, I did try to do the backflip after I finished working out. And then I was trying to land, right? But then I didn't do it properly because, my landing was not smooth. So I was trying to prevent myself from hitting my back on the ground. Then took my hand and I put it on the floor, basically to prevent me from hitting my back on the ground, right? But what that caused was for me to have a sprain. Mind you, I did this on the concrete too. It's not like I did it on a soft ground or anything like that. So that same night that I sprained my wrist, I was really, really in pain. And when I got to the emergency room, they told me nothing is broken, none of that stuff. I just need to give it some time, 2 weeks at least to rest and fully heal. However, I was very stubborn. When I mean very stubborn, is okay, I just got started with calisthenics. I'm seeing my improvement, you feel what I'm saying, in terms of working out, in terms of learning skills, like freestyling and stuff like that. So at the time I'm thinking damn, 2 weeks is too long because what if I forget everything that I've already achieved in this short amount of time and my physique and stuff like that. So therefore, I only really literally gave it a day or 2 or 3 days, and then I wrapped my hand and I was working out on it. Listen to me, man. Don't you ever do no stuff like that. If you are injured, take your time and heal before you get back to the gym. I'm telling you from a first-hand experience because it would get worse, because that was exactly what happened with me. So like I was saying, right, I did not listen. I kept working out on the sprained wrist, right? And then from there, it gotten worse because I was still doing muscle ups with it and I was freestyling and stuff like that. So then fast forward, what happened was I ended up fracturing my wrist. So now this time, the pain got even worse than it first did when I first, sprained it. So now I had to take basically the rest of the year, which is 2021. So, December I was not working out, and then we got into 2022. So I started going to physical therapy, mind you, my wrist is fractured at this time. I'm going to physical therapy so they can, help me heal and stuff like that, right? Boom. So even when I was going to physical therapy, the pain was still not getting any better. So I was wondering like what's going on? Why am I still injured? My physical therapist at the time, they requested or they suggested that I go and I do an x-ray, right? So when I went and I did an x-ray, this is when they found out that I actually had like a fractured wrist. And then the only way for me to heal or, for me to get better and fully recover is for me to do surgery. So boom, in 2022, that was when I had surgery. I think it was around summer. And then I was basically for the rest of 2022, I was basically at the gym, like I wasn't working out. And then, because it took time for my surgery to heal, about 3 to 6 months for me to fully heal, because I had to go back into physical therapy and stuff like that. However, I think that the period when I did come back to the gym though, this was after like the gains that I had made back then, I lost it, I got smaller. However, now when I came back to the gym, I was not the same in terms of like, I wasn't as strong as I was before I left. And then my physique, it went down, right? So you can imagine that really pissed me off. I'm like, yo, bro, I worked hard to get to where I was at, and now this is what happened. You get what I'm saying? I'm over here again. I got injured and I had to do surgery, all types of things, right? So that December of 2022, I was very pissed off, and I was like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna work extremely hard, and I'm going to build back my physique and build back my strength and the skills that I had before I went into surgery. As you can see, I think this is in February. This is what my physique was. And this was what it was on December 2022. In March of 2023, which is the following month, I got injured again, and this time it was on my right wrist. So what happened was, I seen this, a video on Instagram of somebody doing a muscle up, right? So the way they did the muscle up is like this. It's a very close grip muscle up, right? Basically, see how my hand is? So this is how the guy was holding onto the bar, and boom, and he did a muscle up like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm gonna see if I'm able to do it. And then when I went and tried to do it for myself, I wasn't able to do it. And boy, oh boy, I was out the gym again. Mind you, I had just came back from surgery on my left wrist. However, I was in physical therapy, I healed, things like that. And then I came back to the gym for good, August of 2023. So thankfully, since then, I haven't had like a major injury that kept me at the gym for months and months again. Now, let me address pillar number 3, which is how I overcame those struggles. So for most people, right, when they get injured or they had unfortunate things happen to them, some people quit. Some people, like for example, imagine being me, right? Imagine being me, you just started working out and stuff like that, and then you get injured, you had to do surgery. Okay, now you had to do surgery and you was at the gym for a very long time. Every gain that you made, every progress that you made, you lost it all, right? That can be very discouraging. However, I did not let that stop me. There's people out there that would not even want to look at the gym anymore because they're gonna think like, oh, this is not for me. Like, why do I keep getting injured and stuff like that, right? So this is exactly how I overcame my struggles, right? And then kept pushing. I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, in life, what doesn't break you is meant to make you, right? This moment in my life where I'm going through this period of injuries and having to be out for a very long time and losing my gains, I'm not gonna let that stop me. If anything, this is gonna motivate me to go harder than I ever did. And that was exactly what I did. When I came back to the gym, August of 2023, up till now of 2025, I haven't had no major injury anymore, and I've had the most progress I've ever had in my entire gym career. When it comes down to my skills, which is freestyling, handstand, everything you can imagine, I worked very hard for. And then when it comes down to my physique, I worked extremely hard for this. So in my head, I was like, yo, listen, these 2 injuries did not break me, and obviously they are meant to make me. So therefore, I will go out there and I will work as hard as I possibly can to see how far I can go. And yeah, that was exactly how I overcame those struggles, by having a winner's mentality. Now, let's talk about pillar number 4, the benefits that I got from bodyweight workout. Now, as you can already tell, the number 1 benefit that everybody wants is your physique, right? So this was my physique before I started working out. and this is my physique after I started working out. You can see there's a big difference, right? I was able to build a 10 out of 10 physique, my dream physique, and I did this using my own body weight. I did this doing pull-ups, doing push-ups, doing dips, doing muscle-ups, doing abs, and doing legs, squatting and everything, right? The second benefit that I got, with doing bodyweight workout is having a positive self-esteem. There's nothing better than you being able to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I look so good. I was able to build this. I did this for myself, right? You are proud of yourself. Most people that work out, they are confident, right? But not only that, the other benefit that I got from bodyweight workout is the fact that, people tend to look up to me now in terms of, wanting me to help them get to where they want to be, physically and stuff like that, right? And then the benefit that everybody, well, most men do think of is girls. It's just simple, right? Girls, most girls, they do like a guy who has a good physique. And ever since I've been in the gym, my dating life has tremendously went up. When girls come around me, they admire my physique. So yeah, that is another benefit that I got from doing bodyweight workout. But overall, the best one is confident. The best one is having a positive self-esteem about yourself. Looking at yourself and like, damn, this is what I did for myself. I am proud of myself. And that is what keeps you pushing. Now, the last and final pillar, which is the next phase I am heading to when it comes to my workout, is to become somebody who is able to influence and motivate as many young men as I possibly can to get into this path of building your dream physique. Whether you want to do it the way I did it, which is bodyweight workout using your own body weight, or you want to do it through weightlifting. Either or, my goal is to motivate you to get to the path that I took in terms of building the dream physique that you want. Because there's nothing like looking yourself in the mirror and being confident and liking who you are. Because when your validation comes from yourself, right, nobody can tell you otherwise, right? You're not gonna go out yourself seeking for validation from other people because you're already getting that from yourself. My next phase as well is to work harder than I've ever done before. In terms of, like, right now I'm like 165 pounds, right? And I've been this way for like a few years now, or like a year or two, I don't know. However, I would like to go up to like, let's say 175 to 180, which means I will have to eat more than I already do. Like, I eat at most like 2 to 3 meals a day. And yeah, so like if I want to get to that next phase of, gaining an extra 10 to 15 pounds, I know I have to work harder than before, have to do more reps than I've done before, and all type of things, right? So these are my next phase, but most importantly, the phase that I really want to be is being able to motivate or being able to help people get to their dream physique. And I hope to be able to be the one to help you get to the next phase in your life in terms of your physique. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys on the next video. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. Let's get it.